Well, since most of our hike is going to be out of the sequoia forest, kind of cool to be able to go inside one of the trees.
Trees are all wagging, my head flag waving, the scenery raging, my love flow cascading in the smog haze over everything.
When I'm outside in a real good mood, you could almost forget about all the other things, like a big old ominous cloud in my periphery.
We're here at the trailhead of the High Sierra Trail. Short hiccup just before this. We had our Uber driver drop us off about 3 miles from here, so we added 3 miles to our 72-mile journey, which will now be 75 miles.
All in a day's work.
My beautiful wife. And all right, see you in a week. So everything thus far is an easy paved trail. We're going to be hiking about 11 miles from here to Bear Pond Meadow. And then tomorrow, going up and over the Kaweah Gap, about 10,000 feet. We'll get our first view of the Big Arroyo. Our first little mini junction, this way to Tharp's Log, and this way to the High Sierra Trail. We're officially leaving paved ground. Starting to get our first views of the high country. And that famous Sierra granite. This is only the beginning.
Okay, this is our first stream crossing, albeit a small one, and this is Panther Creek.
About the halfway point on day one, not including our 3-mile warm-up hike. It's been a mix of beautiful forest with fern and some really awesome views of the Kaweahs and some of the High Sierra. And thus far, we're feeling great. Plus the view's pretty nice. So just a mile over the halfway point, the views are starting to open up again. And we're getting some really insane views of the Great Western Divide. And the Kaweah is over to the left. We're gonna be going over the Kaweah Gap tomorrow. But really, really sensational views. The moon is starting to come out. Not quite gonna be too full while we're out here, but by the time we get to Whitney, it should brighten up a little more and help seeing at night. But yeah, that's on the agenda for tomorrow, is climbing these mountains. All right, starting to get a little rocky, which is a little different than what we've been doing, because we've mostly been in like a forest for the past few miles. But now we're on to some more exposed granite, cliffs, hills, whatever, with just sensational views.
You literally can turn your head in any direction here and just be completely just awestruck at the natural beauty of this place.
The trail it becomes all rock. See over here, but look out there. This cliff. A real trickle over here. So yeah, we just came up on Merton Creek. Which is pretty cool. It's not going too full force as we're later here in the season, but still a good water source if we needed to refill. And it drops down, coming from way out there. But pretty cool that here in mid-September we still have a lot of great water. All right, now we're getting really amazing views of the Great Western Divide. Come around this corner. It's pretty straight down. There's my wife. But really stellar views of the Kaweahs, Mount Eisen, that's Blue Dome down there. And I believe the Kaweah Gap's up that way. All right, we are on our final mile of day one. Heading to Bear Pond Meadow. Still insane views. I'm not sure what this peak is called. I'll know tomorrow. Kaweah Gap being just over these hills, and we're up on Buck Creek. This is gonna be our little footbridge down there. You can see that. Some bear boxes. All right, we're in the Buck Canyon, coming up on the footbridge, crossing Buck Creek. Some decent water flow here. Looking out down the canyon. And up the canyon. We came from back there. And of course, in the very last stretch of our now almost 15-mile day, due to our morning detour, we get to climb the last stretch.
Walking feels so weird with no pack.
Angie's taking her first steps without a pack. And we are going to fill up for the last time tonight to get us going for tomorrow morning. But tomorrow we'll hit Hamilton Lakes, Precipice Lake. So we'll have a lot of water tomorrow. Try to keep the weight light for our 3,000 foot climb day. One of the biggest of the trip.
Everyone is trying to get to the bar. Name of the bar. The bar is called Heaven. The band in heaven.
So we're on the final stretch of the first day to Bear Palmetto. We're not quite there yet, but in case we miss the sunset later. Absolutely breathtaking. And just got a small stretch to
A place where
go. All right, we are strolling into Bear Palmetto campground. First day of the High Sierra Trail done. Got fire rings here. There's also like a hotel resort kind of camp thing. Honestly, don't care to see that tonight. We'll see it tomorrow. Time to rest our aching muscles and check out this big old buck. Hey, buddy. Hi.
everyone will leave at exactly the same time. When this party's over.
Okay, day 2 on the High Sierra Trail. Got up at about 6 a.m. here at Bear Palmetto. I'm just putting the tent away. We've got our jet boil going for coffee, oatmeal, and powdered peanut butter. But this was home for the night. As soon as we got in last night, as the sun was going down, we were surrounded by bucks and a bunch of deer. Pretty cool. It sounded like they were eating all night because it kind of kept us up. But beautiful place to wake up. Beautiful person to wake up next to. And time for coffee.
Hard to imagine that nothing at all.
All right, so yesterday we started here at Crescent Meadow. That's where the High Sierra Trail starts. We actually got dropped off by our Uber over here at Giant Forest Museum, which added about 3 miles just to the trailhead. So yesterday was a 15-mile day instead of 11 and a half. So yesterday we went all the way up through here and ended at Bear Palmetto, which is where we are now. And then today we've got our big climb day up and over the Great Western Divide. So we're gonna head up, hit some switchbacks here. This is really cool though, because we get to get into the high country and see some of these the lakes. So we got both the Hamilton Lakes and then Precipice Lake, which I'm really excited for. And then we go up and over the Kaweah Gap, which is going to be at 10,700. And then fortunately the last couple miles of the day, we drop down until here at Junction Meadow. And, sorry, Big Arroyo Junction. And then tomorrow will be an all downhill day. All right, so we're at the Bear Paw High Sierra Camp. See some deer here. A couple little babies, but they ran off too. And basically, there's all these little tent resorts. And then here's the junction sign. So we've got 4 miles to Hamilton Lake, 12 to Big Arroyo Junction, and 49.2 to Mt Whitney. So that's a few days away.
Slide through my hand. Wild horses couldn't drag me away. Wild, wild horses, we'll ride them someday. I've watched you suffer, done aching pain, and now you decided to show me the same. No sweeping exit or offstage line could make me feel better.
Little natural shower. Okay, so there's no way the video will capture how cool this granite rock is, but like, it is just straight down.
This is such a neat trek. You almost feel like you're in Never Never Land.
Fern Gully.
Fern Gully, totally Fern Gully. This is amazing.
All right, so we're coming up on Lone Pine Creek before we start doing some serious climbing over the Kaweah Gap. There's a footbridge over here, if you can see it. And you could probably hear Lone Pine Creek rushing. But we'll get a shot of the bridge too. Okay. Here we are about to go over the footbridge over Lone Pine Creek. It is straight down, and look at that. You can see the ruins of the bridge that used to be there. That was obviously wiped out. But holy hell. That is straight down. Just lost a couple hundred feet coming down here, so kind of a bummer to make that up. But it's all worth it. We're just taking our time. All right, so we are gaining some elevation now, coming down from Lone Pine Creek, which is down there. I'll zoom in. You can see the footbridge way down there. And then skirting along over there is the trail we came from. Really well engineered and well designed trail. I mean, it's just amazing that this was built in the 20s with far less gear and far heavier equipment. But it's actually been pretty nice. Here's one of the lower Hamilton Lake. It's pretty, but the lakes we're about to get to, Hamilton and Precipice, are gonna be even more insane. Also, look at these rock formations. Almost like cathedrals. This is Hamilton Lake. Absolutely incredible. Probably saying that a lot, but it's insane. Not a bad place for a break. Water is crystal clear. It is freezing, but it's amazing. And we're heading to Precipice Lake, which is way up there, and then up and over the Kaweah Gap. So still more of a climb, but literally the coolest place to take a break. All right, we're climbing the switchbacks above Hamilton Lake, up to Precipice Lake, and the Kaweah Gap. It's hot, a little brutal. We're at about 8,600 feet. Only got a few hundred more feet to go to Precipice Lake in elevation, not in distance. But the views are opening up, so that's always a plus. All right, now we're definitely gaining elevation. As you can see, both the Hamilton Lakes, little dude down there, and then way off in the distance, along that mountain there, you can see the trail from where we came early this morning.
As we went howling through the edge of South Des Moines, it came over me at a bad time. She burned over the double.
So piggybacking off that video a second ago, where you can see the trail there, what's cool is then to be able to follow it this whole way there. Some switchbacks up to the lake. Really well engineered trail. All right, continuing to gain elevation. We're up at about 9,300 feet, and my wife is about to stumble upon something pretty amazing that we've been looking forward to this entire hike. And I believe it's coming up just inside of these granite cliffs. This is an avalanche chute called the Hamilton Gorge. And it's straight down and steep. Trail continues on over there. Alright, so this is looking out from inside the tunnel. Look at that, the trail just skirted around that cliff there. There we go. And then we're just going to wrap around the avalanche chute. This is looking up the Hamilton Gorge. If I lose my footing. straight down the Hamilton Gorge. There's the tunnel. Precipice Lake, and nothing you are seeing from this camera can do it justice. Over 10,000 feet elevation. Just right up there is the Kaweah Gap, and then it's all downhill for a couple days, which is great. You can see a couple hikers way up there. Angie kicked ass getting up here, and also got her ass kicked, as did I. But all worth it. And we're getting this in like a unique light too, since the sun is kind of going down towards the west. So we're pretty much at the top of the Great Western Divide. And this water is so clear and so blue. I mean, look at that, it looks like a mirror.
And obviously Alex has the balls in the family.
Not for long.
But what a day for a skinny dip. Oh my gosh, there he goes. How does it feel?
Alright, so I just climbed a couple hundred feet from precipice and happened upon this adorable little lake. And the trail is straight, and that is very welcome. We keep getting chirped at by something up here. I don't know if it's a pika or a marmot. Just came across this really awesome high altitude meadow, and still some pretty flat trail going over the Kaweah Gap. We're loving that. So we are almost up to the top of the Kaweah Gap at 10,700, where we'll begin our descent into the Big Arroyo. Right now we're at about 10,550. And this little plateau is so cool. Really cool time of day too. It's about 5 o'clock. Still surprisingly warm for being up at elevation. And it's nice and flat, and we should be going down pretty soon into the Big Arroyo. Getting barked at by a bunch of marmots. Just had our first crossing with one.
When the rivers freeze and summer ends.
Up here at the plaque for Colonel George Stewart. He's the founder of Kaweah National Park. We are officially at Kaweah Gap, and right now you're getting an epic view into the big arroyo.
Please see if a hair hangs long. It rolls and flows all down her breast. Please see for me if her hair's hanging long, for that's the way I remember her best. I'm wondering if she remembers me at all.
The light is so cool right now. We're hitting that lake,
Times I've often prayed
hitting the western side of these peaks.
in the darkness of my night, in the brightness of my day.
Okay, we just made it down to the bottom of the big arroyo, and we are now at Big Arroyo Creek or river. Sun's starting to go down. Really beautiful. Anna's already up there. She's ready to get to camp. But just love those peaks reflecting off of the river, creek, or whatever this is. Get an even better shot of the reflection of the peaks on the creek here.
How could it all fall in one day?
Alright, so it's early Tuesday morning. Got up about 5:30. Sun started to come up about 6. The Kaweah Gap is back that way. We came down into the big arroyo, and we are, here's Ange. We are just shy of our goal, which was Big Arroyo Junction, which is just through these woods, but the sun started to go down way too fast, and the trail got lost. So the trail carried on that way, really like obvious, but we met up with some hikers up by Precipice Lake yesterday that said that the trail to Big Arroyo Junction excuse me, was hard to find and completely unmaintained. So following our map and our GPS, it's true, it does cut across here and should go across the Big Arroyo Creek or river, which is right there. But it was way too dark and tricky to navigate an unmaintained trail. So we found a really sweet spot a couple hundred yards away. And it was actually a really nice night's sleep. Listening to the coyotes or wolves or whatever the hell were howling. And today we've got an all downhill day, which should be nice considering yesterday was a big climb. What do you think, Ange? All right, so day 3, we are about right here where the trail is gonna cross the Big Arroyo. And then we come down. Today is an all downhill day. There's a Turn off here to go over to Moraine Lake, which is supposed to be really beautiful, a little more beautiful than the Chigupa Plateau, but it also adds like a mile or two. So don't know if we want to add the mileage today. Kind of hoping to get to camp early and have like a rest day down in the lower elevation. And then once we get over to here, we hit a ton of switchbacks and just drop down to 6,700, which is pretty sweet. That's Upper Funston Meadow, so that's where we'll sleep tonight. And then tomorrow, Kern Hot Spring is only just about 2 miles from there, so that's going to be a really nice reward. Sun is starting to hit these peaks from the east. Looks nice. Pretty nice stream crossing here, going over to the Big Arroyo Junction. It's crystal clear and cold as hell. Alright, so you can see a couple campers back that way in this meadow. We found our way back to the actual obvious trail. We definitely had to scramble through kind of a wash and some washed out trees and stuff and just follow our map, but we made it back onto the trail. So now we get to do a full day of downhill. Not a bad place to stop for coffee. Don't know if you can see with my wiggly camera. There's a deer down yonder way. They're looking right at me. There he is. Or she. Probably can't see that there's a little baby deer as well. He's just kind of staring at us right now. So after going along that ridge for a while, we just hit kind of a flat alpine meadow. That's Kaweah, Mount Kaweah up there, and Red Kaweah over the left. Those are up at almost 14,000 feet. But it's a nice level area here as we make our way to the Chigupa Plateau. Deer. There's another one out through there. Lots of deer on this trip. Yeah? Somebody's starting to feel the effects of those waist straps.
Me.
Another really awesome alpine meadow up at like 10,000 feet. Kaweahs again. Red Kaweah back there. Went through pretty awesome forest, starting to go down now. But it's always cool when these spots open up like this. So we've been going through a pretty gradual descent through the Chigupa Plateau. But check out this area, it's really cool. All these burnt trees, but then a bunch of new ones coming in under them. It's pretty. New life. So basically we've been going through what looks like the boneyard from the Lion King for like a half mile. And it just feels like Rattlesnake Central.
Get me out of here.
And show us what you do when you go through an area to try to warn off rattlesnakes. Cute.
Coming in.
All right, so we've been gradually going downhill for the better part of the day, but now we begin our real true descent into the Kern River Canyon. Really cool area with these redwoods and a lot of manzanita. You can see Mt Kaweah back up that way. And then these are all the walls of the Kern River Canyon. So we're about to drop a little over 2,000 feet. Alright, so we're starting the switchbacks down to the Kern River Canyon, and this view looking south of the canyon is insane. Really magnificent cliffs over here too, but what a sight. Alright, here's a slightly better view of the Kern Canyon. Alright, after what turned out to be a 16-mile day due to another washed out trail, we were able to make it to the Kern Hot Spring. My 16-mile marker on my GPS literally just alerted me. And as you can see, as we walk in here, it's right on the Kern River. And up there is the bath. It's gonna feel really good after this long day. All right, so we set up camp. We are officially at the Kern Hot Spring, getting ready to soak. You can see it's a natural hot spring. And down here, I can feel the warmth coming from there. And it flows down into this pool the guys before us so kindly filled up. There's a little pot just in case you want to pour it over your head. And look at that, it's literally on the Kern River. And the moon is coming out. So grateful for this right now.
Day 4. We just woke up at the Kern Hot Spring. It's cold and windy, but this camp is awesome. Just staggered throughout this forest, big cliffs above us, redwoods, and it's right on the river, and the hot spring is just a walk away. It's really nice, but it's a little chilly today. And just still just getting up. I'm gonna go down and pump some water on the river. And find a nice place to have a poop in the woods. Also, somebody made this really cool fireplace from this rock. There's a little shelf right there on the side where you can lay things to dry. And having the back wall of the rock roast by the fire helped warm it up so we could dry some of our stuff. Our boots are still a little wet from crossing the river last night. So hopefully the wind will help dry those out. But it was really nice the way the heat emanated off the rock here. So it is right for us. It's so cool. Some other hikers are out. Probably seen them in other videos with the Kaweah Gap and at Kaweah Junction. Alright, so here's today. We're right here at about 6,800 feet at the Kern Hot Spring. We came down, dropped like 3,000 feet yesterday. Almost 4,000 feet on the day. But anyways, Kern Hot Spring, gonna be a really gentle climb for 7 miles up to Junction Meadow. But I mean, that just follows the Kern River and the Kern Canyon straight north. And then we'll have a bit of a climb from Junction Meadow and take the High Sierra Trail up to where we join the PCT and the JMT at Wallace Creek. And that's gonna be our day. It's gonna suck because the last couple miles are a climb from 8,800 to 10,400. So about 1,600 feet over 3 miles. And then tomorrow we'll carry on to Guitar Lake. So today we begin our climb towards Mt Whitney, which is over here.
All right, day 4, we just had breakfast. We're gonna come down and pump some water. And some people are at the hot springs right now and it's steaming. I'm jealous. But we've got 7.7 miles to Junction Meadow, which is gonna be relatively flat, straight up the river, going north. And then the last couple miles today, we begin our climb towards Whitney, which is really cool. So we'll be in the 10,000s tonight. Tomorrow, get up to the 12,000s, and then wake up at like 2 in the morning. The next day, summit Whitney, and begin our descent home to our dogs and our bed and burritos. All right, so we just started from Kern Hot Spring on our way to Junction Meadow, and already the canyon is amazing. Look at these falls up here. What a champion. All right, we're a few miles in on our way to Junction Meadow. The sun is kind of right in the middle of the canyon now, but really awesome. You just see the whole canyon all lit up.
Successfully, but more so just pressing keys and hey, jack of diamonds, I'll jack a horse. Hey, man, I believe on.
All right, we are making our climb from the bottom of the canyon up to Wallace Creek. There's looking south into the Kern Canyon from which we came. And we've climbed almost 1,000 feet. And we should end total at 2,600 feet from the valley floor on our way up to Whitney.
All in a day's work. She come flying through like a traveling gypsy show tornado, leaving us.
Climbing almost to Wallace Creek. We're done for the day, but look at that view. That's Wallace Creek down there. The Kaweah is off in the distance. And it's been a slog, but slow and steady. Almost time for dinner and camp.
All in a day's working, all in a hall, in a hall, in a day's work.
All right, we finally made it to Wallace Creek camp for the night after about a 12-mile day. We're at 10,400 feet. Tomorrow we climb to over 12,000 at Guitar Lake. A short day though, 9 miles, which is really nice. And yeah, it feels good to be at camp.
Not a bad place to call it. We got those going, which means dinner in a second. And Wallace Creek is just right over there. It runs just past those rocks. What you got there?
Little backpackers pantry.
All right, so day 5 on the HST. We just had breakfast, about to have a hot cup of coffee, and we are on our short day today, our shortest day, which is only 9 miles to Guitar Lake. We're gonna be climbing elevation into the 12,000s, excuse me, up from 10,400 where we're at now, which is, it's in the 20s here this morning. So it's only gonna be colder there tomorrow night, or tonight. And then from there, we climb another 2,000 feet up to Whitney tomorrow morning at like 2 in the morning. So we are here at Wallace Creek, 10,400 feet. We've now joined with the John Muir Trail and the Pacific Crest Trail. So we're gonna cut back this way and then cut in on the John Muir Trail, past Crabtree Meadow and Crabtree Ranger Station, past Timberline Lake and up to Guitar Lake. Pretty cool. We just met some people that are on the John Muir Trail. They're on day 20, so she's almost done actually. 51-year-old solo hiker. Pretty cool. And tell us what you just learned.
Upon further inspection of the map, we just learned that today changed from a 9-mile day to a 7.5-mile day.
So no one gets worried.
A few miles in on our way up to Guitar Lake. Hit this really cool alpine meadow up here. And there is the eastern side of the Kaweahs. Pretty cool to think we came from all the way on the other side of those and came around. But really beautiful over here. All right, so we just left Crabtree Meadow a moment ago. Now we are back into the Sierra High country, about 11,000 feet. Really cool alpine meadow up here. And fine as we can for sure. So right there, you're looking at the backside of Whitney. Whitney's actually just past that mountain there in the middle. But those are kind of the whole backside of the main Whitney Mountains. Timberline Lake, the backside of Whitney and Mount Muir, called Timberline because it's the tree line where the trees stop growing. So we're going to be exposed after this. But it is stunning.
You don't mind, no.
We made it just past Guitar Lake. We're at one of these little lakes above Guitar Lake, the Great Western Divide off in the distance. And we are debating whether to camp here, which is literally right off the trail, or to keep going up a little further so we have less to do with our headlamps in the morning when we go off to Summit Whitney. The problem is this is a really nice water source.
Finish every slice, I moved away. Stepping off the fire for every day.
Alright, so you can see Ange over over there talking to Michelle. She's a JMTer that we met just on the last stretch of her John Muir Trail trip. So we're camping back here about this small lake. Then here is Guitar Lake. So we're up above Guitar Lake. This is the way we came in. And we are literally just under Mount Whitney. That's looking over the Great Western Divide. Kind of cool to see where we came from over that pass, that mountain range. Perfect weather. We were able to get all of the swimming, and really an incredible day. Alright, it's 2 a.m. We just woke up above Guitar Lake. Can't really see much in the video, but everything is lit up by the moon, which is really cool. It kind of feels like we're on the moon. You can see some headlamps off in the distance, the people making their way up to Whitney. We are about to do the same in the dark with our headlamps at 2 in the morning. Alright, we just made it to Trail Crest, where we get to drop our packs and go only another 2 miles to Whitney with no heavy trucks. That's amazing. See, everyone else has their packs dropped here. And 1.9 to Whitney, 8.7 out. Alright, we just dropped our packs. It's amazing to be walking without the weight, and it's still dark, but the sun is starting to come up. This is completely unreal. It feels like we're at like some Disney sorcerer's evil castle. I know I've referenced Disney twice on this trip, but
We're gonna do someone's meal when we get up here.
it's insane. And we're coming up on the windows in a moment.
Bluebirds on our shoulders, we're half awake in a fake empire. We're half awake in a fake empire.
First glimpse of the hut, right there. This is very good feeling.
Okay, we just got to the top of Mount Whitney. I still can't believe we're here. And Alex is about to sign the registry.
To keep track of you, falling through the sky. We're half awake in a
We did it.
All right, so we made it to the summit of Whitney a little bit ago. It was pretty good. Making our way down Whitney. That's looking back over the Great Western Divide, across the entire Sierra that we just trekked. We just crossed all of that. What a week.
If my words did glow with the gold of sunshine, and my tunes were played on the harp unstrung, would you hear my voice come through the music? Would you hold it near as it were your own? It's a hand-me-down.
All right, on our way down from Whitney. Feels good to say that, although it was a really awesome journey. Kind of cool if you zoom way in, you can see the hut up on top of Whitney. Sorry for the shakiness. But yeah, it's crazy to see a road and Alabama hills off in the distance. But it's feeling good to be going down.
When there is no pebble tossed, nor wind to blow, reach out your hand. If your cup be empty.
And we just finished the 99 switchbacks from Trail Crest. There's Mount Whitney again. And yeah, they take forever. Going down was a lot better. I'm glad we didn't have to go up those. Just came from the other way. But those were stupid. But I can't complain because we didn't have to go up those. We had to go up much longer, more drawn out switchbacks this morning in the dark. But yeah, now we're down at the bottom, coming up on an outpost camp. Or sorry, trail camp.
No one may follow. That path is for your steps alone. Ripple in still water.
All right, so the goal was to camp at Outpost Camp tonight, which is about 3.5 miles from the from Whitney Portal. And we decided to say screw it and just finish up because 3.5 miles seems silly to wait for. So we're heading out, coming up on Lone Pine Lake, just a few miles from Whitney Portal, and we'll see if we can get into Lone Pine tonight.
You fall alone.
Final mile.
Final mile.
Then who's to guide you?
Ready? Hold my hand. Let's do it together. You did it.
We did it.